Hello. So in this update, I thought it'd be better if I show you what I have so far. A quick subway ride. I thought it'd be fitting to start off on the 2/5 line or the Flatbush Avenue and take that to Borough Hall, which is the final station in Brooklyn, before we proceed into Manhattan. So what we will do is it will be we're going to start off with Flatbush Avenue. Following stations will be Newkirk Avenue, Beverly Road, Church Avenue, Winthrop Street, Sterling Street, President Street, and Franklin Avenue. After Franklin Avenue, the 5 then becomes an express, and then we shoot off from Franklin Avenue to a direct run to Atlantic Avenue. Excuse me. From Atlantic Avenue, it's Nevin Street, which we then again transfer back to the 2 and 3. And finally, Borough Hall, where the 2 and 3 splits off and they go to their respective Borough Hall station, in which they have one more station after Borough Hall, which is Clark Street. After Clark Street, then they proceed into Brooklyn. So, without further ado, please allow me to show you what I have so far. Please enjoy the ride. Okay, so this would be Newkirk Avenue. So again, I'm not a motorman. I'm not a locomotive engineer. I don't work for any transit systems. I'm just a enthusiast like everyone else. So I may have some rough stops. The brakes on here are pretty tight. Um, if you also notice, I don't have any signals or any other markings as of yet. Um, from what it looks like, it's not a lot of options as far as any city transit goes. So I may actually have to model uh, said signal or signal blocks and I guess try to figure out the coding for that. As far as the placement markers, that's gonna be another project for another day. Again, this is we're making progress. We're not 100% yet. We're not even 50%. I'd probably say this is maybe closer along the lines of maybe 20 to 25%. But what I wanted to do with this project was to build out each borough first. So before I proceed into Manhattan, which I feel like I want to break that rule, my plan was to model each line throughout Brooklyn. Then, when that's complete, we go ahead and shift over to Manhattan. Um, with Manhattan, I might have to kind of divide that. So maybe get into downtown Manhattan. Go ahead and knock out some of those lines down there. If I get into a good spot, I could also move into Queens and build out some of those lines out there. Mind you, this is only going to be a subway route, so I will not be including any Long Island Railroad or Metro North or Amtrak lines. Yes, they'll be built as static objects, but I'm not going to fully build them out. Each one of those has their own project, so we're just gonna stick to the subway. All right, this would be Beverly Road. So after Beverly Road, go ahead and proceed out to Church Avenue. Church Avenue. I also like to point out that I also don't have any speed markers because I don't know the actual speed throughout the tunnels. I gather maybe 30 to 35 miles an hour. I could be wrong. If anyone knows the exact speed tables, please, slide that or pass that information through, or you know, leave a comment below. But that is coming, and obviously I'm gonna have to do a little research. After Church Avenue, we go ahead and proceed to Winthrop Street. Winthrop Street is the next stop. This is Winthrop Street. Next station stop is Sterling Street. So this is Sterling Street. As you'll see, some of these stations do have the tiled walls. Let's be honest, a lot of mosaics here you see, there's a lot of them. So in certain areas, I may have to cut corners, and um, they may not have the correct mosaic, but well, I will do the best I can to try to recreate each station with as close with each one being as close as I can make it. The stations themselves are very unique, so it takes a lot. There's probably a reason why the New York City subway was never really attempted. Besides the FIRT routes or FIND routes, but those are fictional, and they're fictional as for a reason, as I'm discovering now. But enough of me blabbering on. Let's go ahead and continue on. So the next stop would be President Street. After President Street, then we're going to go ahead and proceed through what's called Rogers Junction. Once we do that, well, let me explain Rogers Junction. What that is we're coming off it's actually the Nostrand Avenue line, I believe. I have to look again. So what we're going to do is after President Street, which is the station we're heading to next, the 2 and 5 will then diverge and share the line with the 3 and 4. 3 and 4 actually coming from Utica Avenue and New Lots for number 3. So essentially what happens after Rogers Junction, you go onto Franklin Avenue. Franklin Avenue is pretty much the mixing bowl of all 4 lines. This is President Street. This is the last station on the Nostrand line before we go ahead and join the 3 and the 4. I'm sorry, I'm having a moment. Forgive me. So again, this is the last stop on the 2 and the 5 line before we go ahead and join the 3 and the 4. So as I was saying, Rogers Junction, which we're going to be going through in just a few seconds. Rogers Junction again is where all 4 lines will meet up, and you have your Manhattan bound trains. Well, not really. I'll just have to explain that at a later date. Kind of at a loss of words at the moment. Sorry. Franklin Avenue. All right, so what happens now? The 5 now becomes an express. So our next station stop will actually be Atlantic Avenue or the Barclays Center. 2 and 3, you would have your next stop being Eastern Parkway / the Brooklyn Museum. Next stop would be Grand Army Plaza. After Grand Army Plaza would be Bergen Street. After Bergen Street, then the 2 and 3 will meet back up with the 4 and the 5 at Atlantic Avenue. This is Atlantic Avenue. So on this train, the next stop would be Nevy Street. Martin Street. And that there is the end of the line for the 4 and 5 and the temporary end of the line for this route. Thank you again for watching. Thank you again for all your support. And for Open Rails, if anyone has any projects they like to contribute, the Open Rails community could definitely use the support. The Open Rails community can definitely use the routes and the updated equipment. The majority of what we have here is, especially this set here, is at least 20 years old. It's way past time for update. I'd say the best sim right now for anything New York City subway related would be OpenBVE. Yeah, I know I look like I overrun that. Again, I gotta put the markers in. But definitely, thank you all for the continued support on this project, and thank you again for your audience. Good night.